Morning, everybody. Here in the tackle room again this morning, getting ready for a instructional jerkbait trip on Table Rock tomorrow. Should be nice and cold out there. Got a little snow on the ground today, but that's sort of typical for wintertime jerkbait fishing. One of the things, the topic for today's YouTube video is the proper way to fight a fish on a spinning reel. And this is one thing that I see a lot. I see a lot of mistakes made. I have a lot of questions on this, and I sort of wanted to give you my opinion on it because I use spinning tackle a lot. I'm going to guess that probably during the course of the year, about 50% of the fishing I do is with a spinning rod, whether it be, some type of finesse fishing like shaky heads, drop shots, wacky rigs, all my jerk baits, small crankbaits, floating worms, just a lot of different stuff I use it for. A lot of different, really versatile. And the big issue on this, from what I've seen, is you have to decide between back reeling or using your drag to fight a fish. And I can tell you right now, from my own experience, years and years of fishing it, back reeling is the only way to go. And you see a lot of now, the big deals now, you see a lot of people, using the drag, peeling the line off the drag. They've got the braid to fluorocarbon. And I've seen so many break-offs like this simply because a drag is not consistent and it's not forgiving. Even on the finest quality spinning reels, you cannot gauge or judge a surge or a sudden surge by a fish at the boat with the drag. It's simply not sensitive enough. And one of the things that I like to do, and one of the things that I want to encourage all the anglers to do, is get confidence and learn how to back reel. Because that way, when you're fighting that fish and you feel the slightest bit of force or tension, and you don't really know how well that fish is hooked, you can back reel so much quicker and so much easier than you ever could with a drag. You can basically, you can take back as much line as you want to so quick with no tension on it. And you can maintain that pressure. You can maintain the degree of pressure that you put on that fish just to the most minute level that you cannot do with a drag. Because even if you have a drag light, you still don't have that sensitivity as far as is reading that fish and how that fish is moving and the velocity that fish is moving, particularly if you have those fish that are barely hooked. So one of the things I really want to encourage everybody to do is to get comfortable back reeling. Just take that anti-reverse off and just start fishing like that. Now, there's two situations where I use an anti-reverse. I have my anti-reverse locked on, and that is when, if I'm vertical drop shotting, like with one hand, I'm vertical drop shotting. If I have my anti-reverse off, my handle's gonna spin, so I like to keep that on. But as soon as I set the hook, I reach down, click it off so I can fight the fish. And another time is if I'm fishing a jerkbait really fast, really hard. A lot of times, if you have that anti-reverse off, your handle slip back on the strike. So again, I lock it down like that and then click it off as soon as that fish is hooked. So anyway, just give it a try. It's something that I don't really understand why more people don't do it. A lot of the people that learned with spinning tackle early on learned to do the back reeling technique. And once you master it and once you get comfortable with it, you will never go back to a straight drag before. Again, I can promise you that, because your ability to maintain control and maintain tension on that fish to whatever degree you want to is not even in the same ballpark as if you had your drag on. So anyway, give it a try the back reeling, and I promise you'll like it and you'll stop using that drag from now on. See you later.